Hello again, Gundam Converge collectors. We got a couple early runs. Number 24 and number 27 in the series is over 250 or 270 nowadays. So this says Bandai 2011 on the box. Both of them do. And we're probably from the same wave. Nope, they're not from the same wave because the robots are totally different here. Okay, well, as usual, you have some specs written out in Japanese and probably some sort of story. I have to refer to Gundam fandom here. So let's start with Victory 2 Gundam here. There might be some gum in here that's really old. Oh boy, look at that. Yeah. In the trash. Okay. So as typical, it's all, in these little baggies, all separated so they can scratch each other's paint off. Gundam fandom is saying that this is the successor to something called the Victory Gundam, and I'm going to guess both of them were in this cartoon series called Mobile Suit Victory Gundam, which I have not seen any of, so I don't really know what goes on in that one. Most of them, really. I just like toys. Sorry, taking a long time. Boy, this thing it became a whole bunch of other robots and all that stuff. To my understanding, it has a special operating system that can react to the enemies and create its own weaponry for the best situation. Anyways, you can go to fandom if you want. Here's a little illustration I found. Let's take a look at this guy. So this is one of those silly feet stands that come with all the earlier waves of these things, but they're totally unnecessary. So I just throw those out. Alright, let's take a look here. So this head has got some translucent green eyes. I'm going to assume it comes off, but it comes off in a silly way. It's not a round peg, so you can't twist the head around. I just don't understand why they would choose to do that. Right? There's nothing colliding with the head here. So no articulation on the head. We do have to peg in these antennae. Before doing so, you can see there's some green paint there. There's some gunmetal here. I think these are like some cannons on the head. Some vent details. That's nicely painted. The little vents there. The back, not much. Well, actually a little bit of green there. So standard converged details. Nothing to complain about. There we go. Nice friction fit there. Nice little grooves on the bottom of these yellow antennae. So we'll pop the head back on. Alright, so we got some yellow and blue and white would be the main colorways here. Oh, there's some red back here though. Red elbows, red feet, and standard creepy details, panel lines and all that stuff. Some dots, some thrusters, and what looks like some peg holes. So what goes in the back? Probably these things. And it looks like the yellow goes on top based on the rendering, and there's a shape here, so this one must be for this side. It actually does say L on it, I think. And then this one would probably say right. Yeah, I don't know why there's a 4, but it says 4R. Alright, so maybe those are thrusters, if I had to guess, but I'm not sure. And then we don't have a hand because those are usually molded to the weapons. And yeah, nice details here, molded in. It's just all the same gray color though. So that pegs in. This hand doesn't move at all. It's part of the same arm mold. This is all one piece. But the shoulders probably do rotate, but the paint's a little stuck. Yeah, there we go. So at least that's a round peg going into a round hole. It's really strange why they wouldn't do that on the head though. Yeah, this side as well. And there's an R, 4R. Okay. Okay, well, it's a standard looking Gundam to me. Not too exciting really. I just got it because it was inexpensive. Alright, let's back out here. And I think this one might look a little bit better. Oh wait, my bad. There's one last piece here missing. Where does it go? I see. There's 1/3 hole here in the back. Should have lost focus, of course. Wow, that's hard to get in there because it collides with these. glazed PVC, so it can flex a little bit, but you know what? Really force that up in there. Yeah, well, I don't think that's going to fall out because it's literally trapped by these bottom pieces here. So I don't think you'll ever lose that. Not sure what that would be, of course. Maybe some sort of antennae. I haven't seen the show, of course, so I don't know anything about this. Alright, so now over here we have a robot called Age One, and it was from a cartoon series called Mobile Suit Gundam Age. I assume it's Age. Maybe it's Age. I don't know. But as the other one, it developed into a whole bunch of variations, and there's a almost endless amount of variations on this one. Typical, you know, around 20 meters, 50 tons or something like that. Some sort of age system. I don't know, that's a long story. So anyways, you can again read that stuff here. Got a nice little illustration there. And yeah, there's the box we saw earlier. And there's going to be some really old gum in here again. Let's see what this one looks like. Well, at least they age consistently. Probably some from the same factory. I assume there's probably only one factory making these things. And then we need scissors. So it's nice that they even put these cardboard things to keep the antennae from snapping. Silly foot stand. I will say it fits. I just don't know why they exist. Very strange. Okay, let's take a look again without the extra bits. So we got a nice metallic painted thruster right there in the middle. I don't know what these two would be though. Nice little vent details in there. And also really fine vent details in the back of the helmet. Or not the helmet, the head. Yeah, this one actually has tighter details than the last one, it looks like. Gunmetal here and for the hands. Yeah, round peg, round hole, so that's nice. Those can move. Yep, this is a different size one, so that's interesting that they would do that to make it more idiot proof, but I don't know. It seems kind of, I think most people would figure out which arm is what, right? Yeah, maybe these are meant for really young kids, but again, what are these guys thinking? They could have easily had articulation here. So, wasted opportunity again for some extra detail. Or fun playability factor. But the eyes are cool, they're translucent. You can see there's some more molded detail behind there. And then the red is painted nicely on this, it's not a helmet. I always was to say human terms, but I guess head of a giant robot. And then it looks like we're going to have to pop in this thing here, these antennae, and there's some black paint in this one. So, oh boy, that's a tight fit. This has been in that box for over a decade, so I don't know if these things like shrink or something over time. That's PVC stuff. Alright, really cool. We got some green and black detail painted in there, the yellow vents, some yellow, I don't know, armor plates. I'm not sure what these are. They look like they would articulate or something on the real robot. Maybe they're like ammo canisters or magazines for a gun. I'm not sure. Bottom of the feet. Whoa, that's a first. I've never seen plain bottoms on any of the feet of any of my Converge figures. So that's interesting. I guess it doesn't matter so much because who's going to display this upside down or even laying down? So if you're going to skip on the work, I guess that would be the best place to do it. But it's just interesting. I've just never seen plain feet on these things. Nice black paint on these knees here. And then it looks like we take the shield on here. And even the shield, you know, the backside has nice molded details. The blue paint looks pretty good. Okay, and then this thing must pop in the back, maybe? I don't know. Where's this thing go? Oh, I see. Back here. It's weird. It's like a robot with a spoiler like you'd see on the back of a sports car or something. You know? Reminds me of people that take Honda Civics and put wings on the back of them. Yeah, unfortunately it's crooked. Oh well. And then the last bit would be this gun with the hand already molded in. It's a matte finish, but it's a gunmetal paint. I kind of like it. And then really tight groove details and all that stuff again. Really, yeah, this one has a lot of tight details. It just looks better than the first figure we were looking at. But let's see, it might be easier to do it this way. See, this thing is colliding with the arm. And the hole, or the hole is just too small. Maybe it shrank over time. There we go. Eventually it gets in there. It's kind of like, it doesn't want to spin because of this, you know. But it's pretty smooth in its transition. Yeah, looking at the two, see, like, it just, I mean, decide for yourself which just looks crisper. It's almost like the mold on this one is worn out versus this one. The mold is like brand new, which I guess makes sense. Maybe this is the last of the production, and this is the earlier of the production. They must make millions of these things, I imagine, Bandai. Alright, let me get these things spinning. Alright, just gonna pull out 3 Gundams today. So this one is called the Exia. It's number 04 in the Converge series, so a very early release. And then the ever popular Unicorn. This is, I think, Unicorn number 163 in the lineup. At least my notes are. They've released it so many times, but it's not metallic, so I think that's number 163, but I could be mistaken. I apologize. A lot of these I buy without packaging. I just buy them used. And then this is probably my favorite of the classic Gundams, the RX-78 2, but it's in 7-Eleven convenience store colors. So I think it's cool. And it has, you know, the 7-Eleven logo on it and stuff. So that's neat. I really like it. I don't really like the robot itself. I think it's kind of boring, but with that colorway, I think it's really cool. Alright, so all these Gundams, they have 2 eyes, or look like eyes. They look humanoid. They have these antennae, at least 2 antennae, and so that's the overall theme that I get from these Gundams, which I also think, correct me if I'm wrong, these are all supposed to be the good guys in these various Gundam universes. I have an impression the bad guys, or the evil people, have the mono-eye robots, but please leave a comment if that's always the case or not always the case. Maybe it's not always the case. Gundam has so many different timelines, and humans are humans. There's good and bad in all of us. Alright, well, let's take these 2 guys out here and let these 2 spin on their own. Yeah, for me, I definitely like this age one more. It's just the details of it are better done. And I think I even like the overall design of it. I like how this has like what looks like a reactor there in the middle, and the Honda Civic wing is pretty funny, I think. So, yeah, I prefer that one. But anyways, there's so many different Gundam robots that we'll continue to do some more videos on these things. So hopefully you'll stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next vid. Bye.